Crysis Remastered Trilogy is a collection of first-person shooter games where you play as a super soldier with a cool robot suit. The game has a lot of guns and vehicles that you can use to fight enemies and explore the world. You can also choose to play the game in a variety of ways. You can be stealthy and sneak around, or you can go in guns blazing. The game is set in a big open world that you can explore freely. You can follow the main story or simply go off and do your own thing. There are lots of side quests and secrets to find. Bright Memory. Infinite Gold Edition is a first-person action game where players take on the role of Shelia, a secret agent armed with a variety of firearms, blades, and supernatural powers. The game features fast-paced combat that combines gunplay, swordplay, and magic, as well as challenging puzzles and environmental traversal. Players must use their skills and abilities to defeat waves of increasingly powerful enemies, including heavily armored soldiers, agile robots, and fearsome monsters. Shelia can also unleash powerful supernatural attacks, such as a lightning strike that can electrocute multiple enemies at once or a telekinetic blast that can send objects flying through the air. Wolfenstein 2. The new Colossus is a first-person shooter game set in an alternate reality, where the Nazis won World War II and now occupy the United States. The player takes control of William B.J. Blazkowicz, a resistance fighter who is leading the fight against the Nazis. The gameplay of Wolfenstein 2 is fast-paced and action-packed. Players can use a variety of weapons to fight the Nazis, including assault rifles, shotguns, and flamethrowers. Players can also use special abilities, such as a dual-wielding mode and a stealth mode. Borderlands. The Handsome Collection is a compilation of two first-person shooter role-playing games, Borderlands 2 and Borderlands, the pre-sequel. The game is set on the planet Pandora, a lawless world full of bandits, monsters, and valuable loot. Players take control of a vault hunter, one of several unique characters with their own special abilities. The gameplay of Borderlands. The Handsome Collection is focused on shooting and looting. Players explore the world of Pandora, completing missions and defeating enemies to earn loot. Loot comes in the form of weapons, shields, grenades, and other items, and it is all procedurally generated, meaning that every piece of loot is unique. Turok 2. Seeds of Evil is a first-person shooter game set in a prehistoric world filled with dinosaurs and other dangerous creatures. The player takes on the role of Turok, a Native American warrior who must prevent the evil Premagen from destroying the world. The game features a wide variety of weapons, including guns, explosives, and primitive weapons like spears and bows. Turok must use his skills and weapons to survive against the many different enemies he will encounter. Call of Juarez. Gunslinger is a first-person shooter game set in the Wild West. The player takes on the role of Silas Greaves, a bounty hunter who is tracking down some of the most notorious outlaws in the West. The game features a variety of different missions, including tracking down outlaws, participating in duels, and defending towns from bandit attacks. The player can use a variety of different weapons, including pistols, rifles, and shotguns. The game also features a bullet time mechanic, which allows the player to slow down time to get the perfect shot.
Showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah, Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you. Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to
Metro 2033. Redux is a first-person shooter video game with survival horror elements. The game is set in a post-apocalyptic Moscow, where the survivors have taken refuge in the metro system. The player controls Artyom, a young man who is tasked with delivering a message to the other end of the metro. The player must manage their resources carefully, as ammunition and supplies are scarce. The player also needs to be aware of the environment, as there are many dangers lurking in the metro, including mutants, hostile factions, and radiation.
Stay calm. Watch your backs, boys. Okay. Looks it's gonna be tougher than the library. On my mark. Shit, wait, fire at will! Hold the line!
Paladins is a team-based first-person shooter game where players choose from a variety of champions, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. The goal of the game is to work together as a team to complete objectives and defeat the enemy team. There are several different game modes in Paladins, but the most popular is Siege. In Siege, players must work together to capture a point on the map and escort a payload to the enemy base. The first team to do so wins the round.
Go on without me.
I sprang a leak!
Neon White is a first-person shooter game where the player controls Neon White, a neon-haired assassin who is sent to heaven to compete with other assassins for a chance to stay in heaven. The player must complete levels by killing all of the enemies as quickly as possible using a variety of weapons, including pistols, shotguns, and swords. The player can also use special abilities to slow down time, create clones of themselves, or create walls of light. Apex Legends is a free-to-play battle royale game where teams of 3 players compete to be the last team standing. The game features a unique roster of legends, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. Players must work together to use their abilities to defeat other teams and survive the match.
I took a man's life. Not bad. Reloading. Felix, get here. Enemy over there. Firing. Scanning the area. Hostile spotted. There's another squad. Heads up. Reading the feed. Half the squads are out. Recharging shields.